Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to now. I'll start this video with the beautiful yellow flowers and little flower bouquet that I made, and the fire element, and the beautiful green crystal Buddha. So, this video I'm going to talk about community gangstalking slash surveillance slash organized harassment. So, if you feel that you're being gangstalked every single day, know that the intention of these evil energy vampires is so that they can basically break you to a point where your spirit breaks down. Understand that this all is a spiritual warfare. And when you go and complain about this to the authorities, they would laugh at you and make you look like you're funny. Because understand that all of this is in alignment with each other. So if you find that, first of all, this is not just happening to you, but they do not let the people talk to each other in the community. And that would be everywhere. They would want you to look like crazy so that even your friends or family or the places wherever you go, they are going to misspread this information about the lies. So like it happens to me every day whenever you go to the store. I was today at the shopping center, and the moment you go, it suddenly starts to get filled with a whole bunch of stalkers. And not only do they fill the entire store, but they also intentionally keep on cutting you wherever you go and laugh at you. So understand, when people start acting crazy, it's because all of this is their pre-planned setup. And don't let nobody else make you believe, oh, I don't think that happens, because if somebody is denying your truth, it's because they are themselves the perpetrator. They're doing this on purpose so that they could get a reaction out of you. So all of those people who think that, oh, it's so chaotic in India and probably you must just run away from the country because other places are safe, it's not. No place is safe. In fact, you would be gangstalked by a whole bunch of Indians, Chinese, and hippies, druggies, junkies, because it's this whole race of people who have been brought together. These are all the people of the Satan. This is all the evil people sending out negative energy, evil eye, cutting your way, making you look like you're some clown. Intentionally, they would come in front of you and then start making their faces like you, or making you look like you're disgusting. All of that is on purpose so that they want you to bring down to their low vibration, so that when you speak up and you fight, they are going to claim that, see, you're unstable. All of this is planned out. So when you see, whenever you're going to talk about your truths to anybody, be it your family, be it your friends, and if they tend to act like they do not understand you, know that they are all involved in this. So if you do not feel yourself with any supporter, the Lord is your supporter. Have all of the faith in yourself, because in yourself is the true God. I went to Aldi today, for instance, just one of the example, and there starts following all of these whole bunch of gang stalkers, old people, young people, people with their children. They have been told, even their children, that they should cut in front of you and gang stalk you. And as sad as it may seem, people think that they're going to be freed up from their karma. First of all, these people, their lives is already miserable, because that's why they have been chosen by the police, by the people of high authorities and power, to gangstalk you. And it's all a planned effort. You must just look it up on internet and you'll find out how all of this is organized harassment. And the reason is because they want to get rid of of people who they do not like. And why they do not like you? Because you have the spirit, because you are basically, because you shine so bright, And you've got skills and talents, and that's why they intentionally want to sabotage your image. They want to sabotage your reputation. And they want to make you look like crazy because they do not have those skills. And out of jealousy, people do this. And you would be picked upon on purpose, and that's what it's called as targeted individual. There have been people who have, first of all, it's a whole list of people. It's not one or two. It's not that it's only happening to you and you think that, am I the only one? Because how come others are not talking about it? Others are not talking about it because they're too terrified. But you see it on their face, the way they move in fear. But in front of you, they're going to pretend like I'm all sorted and I'm your gang stalker, though they themselves being gang stalked by the others. That's the way of the system. That's how unreal it can get. They want just a reaction out of you. So whenever you go to any of the place, you see so many cars just following you, ambulances following you, organized harassment by the people who have got a lot of power, buses stopping right in front of you and getting so close, driving so close to you while you're on your bike. All of this is planned so that these are all the signs that they want to make you realize that your life is not important and we don't care about you. As I went to the shopping center today, there's this whole bunch of old, weird looking Indian women, and they're all stalking me with their children, a lot of Indian men, and they're doing these on purpose so that when you make a complaint, that okay, it's just that sometimes it's the white people, or sometimes it's Indians, or sometimes it's Chinese, and all of these people from different race. Sometimes it would be somebody who's a black in color, and you say about what happened about the incidents, and then they will say, no, I never get a complaint from another Indian because these are the people who have been involved in the gang stalking. And all sorts of people of all age. They might be very old, people who cannot even walk. They might let loose diseased people who have got a lot of sickness in them. And they intentionally send out such people so close to you so that you catch on to disease. No wonder the moment you step out and you come back with the sickness. And they intentionally want to make you sick. They make stuffs in your food. So when you come back, you feel there's something wrong with you. You feel sick because the system wants you to be absolutely sick. And then they will start calling out names that, oh, this is disgusting you. Though they themselves be the ones who are so downtrodden and be so fucking ugly and disgusting. Such people have got the mouths to talk against you because they've been paid. Because it's all been a setup by the police. It's all been set up by the system. So when you call upon the police about gang stalking, they're going to laugh at it because they understand that they are the ones who have set it up. So naturally, this is what they wanted. They wanted you to come to them and speak about it so that they could have a hearty laugh and make you look like, oh, you're so helpless. What would you do next? And that's where you see the power of the evil, because they want to crush you because you are a believer of God. Because you have nobody else to have trust upon, and you believe the Lord Jesus Christ, you believe the Lord Krishna, you believe in Allah, you believe in Buddhism, Lord Buddha. It's not about religion. It's just about the truth. It's just about you have faith in God because God has been the only power who has taken you this far. I never had nobody, not even one person. And I've lived my whole life out of integrity by myself because you simply cannot trust these snakes. You cannot trust anybody out there. And that's why when you go out, these snakes, these gang stalkers, they immediately start to come out of their homes, and then they start to copy you. You might see so many times that people start to copy you. Like I go on my bike and they would intentionally send out so many people on bike doing exactly the same thing as what you are doing, wearing the bag the same way as you wear. And all of this is just to make you look like you're nothing. You're nothing, and we know all of your moves. And the reason they know all of your moves is because you're so simple. And you do not intend to further change things about yourself just because you're being watched, because you're not in fear. These people think that putting you on the spot is going to keep them safe. They are sadly mistaken, because if you think that you are safe just because you have the ill will to attack others, because you live out of this mindset that if I do not kill someone, if I do not destroy them, then they're going to get better than me. The mentality of the rat race. I need to keep having more share. I need to snatch and steal and attack somebody else. I need to rupture their reputation. So I'm going to go all the way and talk lies about you that, oh, you're disgusting, you're ugly, or you just amount to, basically they just want to dehumanize your existence. They do not want you to be, they do not want you to rise in power, and this is violence. All of this is violence, so that the attack on you every single day is precisely because of that. When you see the cars following you, when people acting crazy and laugh on you for no fucking reason, you understand all of this is planned out. All of this is absolutely planned out by people so that they just want to get rid of you. And all of this is to bring you to a point so that you completely give up on yourself, so that you cannot make any connections with the people that would involve you into bringing the better aspects of you out. But here's the thing. No matter how much ever plan the evil can make, thinking that I'm more clever than the people of light, people who have got faith, people who work out of integrity, people who are super talented, they can never outshine them. Because the very reason that these demons come out against you to slander your image is itself a proof that they are far dark, failing, and losers, and they sit in the dungeons. So I was at Aldi, and there's this white woman with a cup. I think they were like a couple, and she was laughing on me, and she was making completely racist remarks, and she wanted a reaction out of me. But I thought, you're too ugly for my reaction. Because I see in your spirit, exterior wise, these people might do a whole lot of makeup to show who they are not. But the moment they open their mouths, they just talk and reveal about their poor character. And then on the other hand, they are going to say that, oh, we don't want people like you here. Of course you don't, because we do not have demons like you. It's not about the color. It's not about your white or black or brown. It's just a vibe thing. People can be of any color, but if they follow Satan, if they are satanic, if they are narcissist, if they just want you down and they come from a spirit of jealousy, just know what playbook they are playing by. These are the people of the Satan who have delivered themselves to Satan, and they do not have any faith in making the mankind beautiful place. And there might be another bunch of people who might be white, black, brown, or yellow, but the people who still believe in truth, in goodness, in beauty, those are the people of light. So I don't just say that it's racism or it's impartiality, it's discrimination. It's just a spiritual warfare between the light and the dark. So I don't say anything to do with categorization of people. I hate when people say that you go back to your country or this country or that country. First of all, this concept of country itself is a lie. We are all humans and we all belong to Earth. And all of these boundaries were created out of hatred so that I could just promote this much for myself, and I'm just going to keep this safe within myself. And all of this, when you hear people being too overly patriotic, that just makes me think like, how ignorant can somebody be? Because all of these are the ideas and notions that has been forced your way, that you should be patriotic to whichever nation you're from or whatever land you're from. But what lacks in all of this is you do not have a whole sense of humanity. There's enough hatred amongst Indians with other fellow Indians inside India, and there's enough hatred amongst one immigrant with another immigrant because they see you as a competition. There's enough hatred within the Western countries, despite them being a white man fighting another white man. Why does that happen? So the problem is not just that you are fighting people who look different, who eat different, and you say that, oh, you're disgusting. It's not just because of that. You guys fight within your own community amongst yourself. But play a diplomatic sort of political role about it that no, we do not have a problem with people who look like us, people of the same color, but we've got problem with you because you do not look like us. Because I see you as a threat. I see you as a threat to my job. I see you as a threat to my economics. There's enough hatred amongst Indian being jealous of each other and fighting almost about anything. And so, a lot of Indians migrated to other parts of the world, to Americas, to Australia, to Europe, only to find out there's a whole bunch of this type of problems that you have got to face every single day, being gangstalked, being having to face racist comments, being absolutely unheard. And despite when you're put on torture like this every single day, and when you raise your voice, there's a sort of triggered response from the people that we do not want you because we do not feel that this is our place anymore. So this is funny because if the things were so much crystal clear, the government should not allow immigration in the first place. It should absolutely ban all of the people from all of the countries. If such is the rules, nobody would come out to any of the other lands. And then don't think that that solves your problem because you guys would still fight in your own land and we would fight in our own, whichever place we come from. So the problem of this problem of having different ideas is never ever going to be sorted. People have different opinions within their own family. You can't get rid of that because the most difficult thing is to get two people on one viewpoint. That needs awareness, that needs some form of consciousness. But with this state of being wherein you just act animalistic and all your job is, and because you've been paid to gangstalk somebody else and make their life miserable just because you see them as a threat. So with this, there's no point that you would want to have a conversation with them so that you could solve the problem. Because there's this another party of these gangstalkers who don't want you at ease, who want you to lose your mental stability, who want you to have sleepless nights, who want you to question your existence. So that might make you think twice before making a decision if changing a location is going to help you. Because wherever you go, you're going to face problem in form of different people, different situation, but the problem remains the same, which is of hatred, which is of people willing to destroy each other. I watched a beautiful video of a great Chinese philosopher. He's a lecturer or a teacher, and he's very famous. He talked about the game theory. So in game theory, how people in the community in the world come together to see somebody who see as a danger, who's better than them basically, and they want to bring that person down. So then these all people come together. Now looking at these 4 or 5 bunch of people coming together, people start mirroring each other. And then there's another group of people, 5, 7, 10, 15 people, And the same thing happens in countries. Countries coming together, because then the country represents the face of one individual. And then all of these people come together in order to attack on one person or one nation. So there are all these groups that are being formed. And then there's one person who thinks that I'm not going to follow by this rule, but rather I'm going to be acting by my true nature, what seems right to me. And as this one person does not follow the rule, and that one person is willing to take the risk, that is you, that is we, the chosen. So while the world laughs at them, while the world laughs at your plight, that, oh, you're so by yourself, because you believe in God, right? Ha 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 ha. Because they want to put you in fear that you should not create whatever you want to create. You should not say whatever you want to say. Because see, we are all this whole bunch of people who want to show very well that we do not agree with you. And that's why we gang stalk you. And that's why we want you to be absolutely invisible or make you look like a clown so we could have a good laughter at your existence. Make you look like you're a joker. So what this person does is they keep going by their true nature. They keep going and doing whatever seems right to them. And these people then do not have a hold over you, because all that they wanted was you to act according to them. They wanted you to fall down and be blind like them spiritually. I'm talking about spiritually, because all of this is spiritual warfare. And when you talk about this to the people in power and they laugh at you, don't think that you're crazy. They might say that you're crazy, but you're not. You're absolutely talking the truth. And it's in their favor when every time they take your story and they want to manipulate you and call you that, I think you just need some rest. You're being overly emotional. You're not being emotional. You're just telling the things as it is. But these people will make you look like you're just overthinking. I don't think any of this is happening. All of this is a made up thing. So your truth can be very easily manipulated. And the reason is not because you're a lie, but it's because they are lies. And we live in a world where lies is given all of the power, the liars are given all of the power and the money and the resources to spread a lie as a truth. And so, all of these people, these old ass couples, or even people, uh, just young adults with their children, they would also gang stalk you and laugh on you, cut your way everywhere. And they've told all of this even in the store. So even the shopkeepers know that. They tend to look at you as if you're some alien. Just don't react. Just don't react unless and until you're in a position where you're forced to speak it out to the person. Else just take your thing, whatever you need, and come out. Like, I don't even go to the stores to buy things because all of this just makes me wonder, do I truly want to be part of an environment where it's so anti-human? And you see this everywhere. The people you speak to, the people who talk to you even for work, how mechanical everything is. There's nothing human about life anymore. Everything is so mechanical or evil. So we are living in a world where everything would be replaced by machines. And it better be, when the nature of people becoming so evil. And that's why, because you cannot trust people, people started putting their trust on AI. So you would go to restaurants with no human staff serving you. Machines would take your order and they would deliver it, and then they would take your plates back again. You would go to a hospital where there's no doctor, everything is more mechanical. machine treats you. You wouldn't go to a parlor where a human gives you a haircut, but a machine does that, and far more efficient and in few seconds than a human can do. So with the rise of the evil, this is a good move, because you do not want to go to an evil doctor whose whole intention is to see you like a customer, and his intention is surely not to cure you for good. He wants you half cured and half ill so that you would come back again. Because a cured patient is a lost customer to the doctors. And why are doctors acting out that way? Because that's the instruction from the top down. That's why you do not see any form of natural ways, because the body can actually heal itself. But we live in a world where you would not be breathing fresh air, you would not be eating clean foods, you would not be living on pure natural elements, because only if they could create the problem, only if they could make the air toxic, only if they could intoxicate your food through plastics, through heavy chemicals. Just before you buy anything, like I was at the shopping center today to buy some stuffs, some grocery stuff, and I was just checking at the ingredients at the back of the packet, and you just wonder how come a small basic stuff like a pack of cheese, why should that have so many chemicals in that? Or something basic that you want for your grocery, and you see that would have so many chemicals in that, which you could easily have something which is more natural. So it's better that you drop those stuffs and look at another food product which has got more natural organic ingredients, and have that for consumption. And all this you have to do while being gang stalked and being laughed at and being passed on racist comments. And you should be okay with that. You should just go like you're amidst some sick people who are actually mentally ill, and you just understand that these people need help. That's why they would just run around you and cough on you, or literally come and hit you and go, because that was the prop for their day. They were told that you just have to go and do these stuffs in front of this person, and then come back and see if they give a reaction. And no matter what time of the day, how much ever early you go to the grocery store or to a coffee shop, you would always find those places overly crowded by these gang stalkers. And these gang stalking, in all of this, even birds are involved. And these birds, first of all, watch over your window, or even wherever you go, they stalk you. And then they give out a signal to this whole gang of people which has been set up for you. And this thing you have to go through every single day, no matter which part of the city you go to, or even if you go outside, you'd be stalked anyhow. So I told the police the other day on call, if I change my location, would that be of help? And he said, I don't know. Who can say about that? And I think he was very true, because I did my research, and I looked up a lot of people who have been gang stalked and been facing all of this targeted individual stuff, being part of this organized harassment. So they want to make you look like you're the clown, because when everybody acts and is acting demonic, and when you are the one that still goes by truth, by light, they're going to call you crazy. And this thing they have done throughout the humanity, throughout the history. Wherever, when they do not like you, they're going to dehumanize you, because what else is the other way to make you out of the system? So, in order for them to do that, they would first of all want to make you look like you're not a human. you're an animal or an insect. And that's why they would make all this dehumanizing remarks on you. Like I was going on my bike today, and they would intentionally send out cars with number plates that would say you, or I saw a car with number plate today that was SEWR, so like sewer, to make you look like you're disgusting. Or some other car number plate that would be written EW, EEW, and then followed by some numbers. They would intentionally send out big garbage trucks in front of you. And when you would tell all of this to police, then they would say, yeah, because we keep the city clean. These are the daily work for the cleaners. It's not for you. You're just overthinking. But it's intentional because even if you go to a very remote side of the city where it's only trees and jungle, I mean, only nice parks, there also you see the same big trucks, big garbage trucks, they would come in front of you. And there's no, nothing that they need to be, they've got no business there. All of this is intentional so that you feel the disgust, and then you basically move out. It's a secret way of telling you that we can't stand you. It's a secretive way of, not secret, it's very open. It's not secret. Why should I say it's secret? And then wherever you would go, they would send out buses with not in service 000 to make you look like you're a zero. So don't think too high of yourself, because this is what we see you as a clown, and then laugh at you. And not only that, on the buses they would send out big images like they are laughing at you to make fun of you. And when you speak about this to the perpetrators, to the people who have organized all of this, and that's what they wanted you to recognize the games that they are playing. And then they call it game theory. Ha ha ha, look at how we win, and look at you lose every time. And I think maybe all of this is pointing to the fact that you have also been trying to not truly work on your own real thing that you've got to be working on. And because you see that as an escape, you just go out. And when you go in the outer external world, these are the type of evil incidences and people that you face. And though it might feel like dying, but know that all of this is for, because unless and until Carl Jung talks about this, unless and until your root does not go deep, then your tree of life is not going to flow upwards. So if you want your tree of life to grow, you must also go deep in your own shadow. And what are these people? What are these gangstalkers and evil ass demonic energy vampires doing, by the way? These are all your shadow. And though I step out every day trying to make myself aware that there is all this evil that you're going to face, and you should be ready. You should be ready for any sort of disgust or a sort of hate crime that people would throw on you. And you must prepare yourself, because that's what all of the great philosophers said, that if you're expecting life to be easy, that they are not going to get on your nerves to make you upset, to make you mad, you're very wrong. You must be making yourself absolutely prepared every single day that the world is out there to make you insane. And would you still have the courage to keep going? Would you still have the courage to discern of what I need to do, rather than just giving in and just willing to fight? Can you just stop before you give a reaction? Because truly what is needed is not your reaction. What is needed is your response. And sometimes you might just want to avoid because you feel that your reaction is not important. So I was in the Aldi, and they would intentionally, all these gang stalkers, intentionally stack their carts, shopping carts, and keep it also closed and block your way. So that you do not have a choice but to say, to move. And then when you say, please move, they would give you strange looks or laugh on your face or make fun of you. Because all of this is their planting, and what they do not know, karma is out there to get them. So, on the physical level of existence, they might think that they have gotten away with it until they're not. So, let these people laugh on and keep on proving that, see, evil always wins. I don't know why. Are you still not being demonic like us? And if you could be like them, they would, it's not that they're going to like you, but all that they want is to break your soul, is to slander your image, is to stop thinking high about yourself. They hate the fact that you love yourself. They hate the fact that you say this to yourself every single day. I love you. I love you, beautiful. I love every single aspect of who you are. These unclean spirits in their body and in their mind, when they talk that you are unclean and you are disgusting and you smell, you know that all of this is a lie. And you do not have to trust an ounce of their fucking lies. You're divine, you're sacred, you're the god, you're the goddess. And learn to trust in yourself. Learn to have faith in yourself. Even though this path might seem very difficult, because this path of actually working on yourself is like you're taking a sword and cutting your own self, and that would be painful, but you are just cutting the parts of yourself which you have been very comfortable with, though that is not good for you. It might be like eating too much sugar. So know this, why are you eating so much sugar? Because you want to feel good, because you want to feel happy. So you buy two boxes of chocolates, one of Snickers and others of Mars or Bounty, whatever chocolate I like. But deep inside, I know that why I want to eat so much is because you want to feel happy that the world doesn't offer you. People show consistently how pathetic they are, how much tricking they are, how cheap and ugly they are. And no matter how much amount of makeup the woman puts or how expensive clothing the man puts, and they would show in front of you like, oh, I'm so good looking, I'm so handsome, or the females trying to act like, I'm so beautiful, I'm like a princess. All of that is only external. You look inside their soul, which is not there. These are all the empty ghosts. And the demons would put up extra work to make them look beautiful and attractive. And they would also pretend in front of you that they are kind. They are not kind, they are just diplomatic. These are the same people who would throw their dog shit on the way and in front of your face when you just see anybody in a library or in a shopping center. These would be the same people who would come and smile and leave you a good comment. Okay? So don't just trust people because they are talking nicely to you or they wear a smile and they are pretty faced and they are just trying to be nice to you. All of that is a plan so that you could stay deluded, and inside their head they are talking, you fool, we have been doing this to you for long and you still don't get it, you dumb. Like I was at another park yesterday and I was just reading a book. There keeps constantly circling this security car. And I don't know why, but they have just been constantly following me around me. Like if I'm going to the cafe in that area, there would be that security car and he would constantly come as if he sees me as if I'm some weird, strange person. Though I just take a book and I just take the coffee and I just read. But all of these are the hacks because these people believe the gang stalkers who would tell lies about you and not hear a truth from you. So I was just reading my book and drinking some water in the park. And then there comes this security car, and this man asks me, hey, how are you? What book are you reading? So I told him, and then he smiled on my face and talked, very nice, thank you. Nice, smiled. And then he went back. But you understand what was the true thing, so that they could just make you that you're being followed and you're just being seen. You're being constantly gang stalked. You're being constantly surveillanced. And I wanted to ask him, like, why do you have to just come and ask this? Because I'm just minding my own business. I'm just reading my book. And to that, they might laugh and smile and act very innocently that, no, I was just curious. You're a nice, happy person. I'm just like acting like your friend just to make you confused. So they would intentionally send out these garbage trucks, these security cars, ambulances, false sirens. Have you heard that? Like around your house, they would just constantly keep on honking nonstop, or false sirens. All of that is just to make you look like you're being watched. You're being watched all the time and by all of us, and we all know whatever you do. Yeah, because you're so pathetic, jobless person. And these people might have a lot more, but still these are all the beggars because they do not have soul. And they have sold their spirit to the demon so that they could just be part of the gossip and do the gang stalking because that's their only job. And gang stalking pays you a lot well. I saw on the internet where some of the gang stalkers were talking openly about how much money they get for gang stalking people. More than $80,000 a year. It's more than a full, complete job that you would do. And plus, they do not have to work that hard. They're just given, you need to do this. You need to throw these stuffs on their way. You need to gang stalk them and trigger a reaction out of them. Say these things in front of them, go and cut them across. And all of this, they watch you and then they record you. And then they send it out to the people who have who first of all let this job out. And all of this is in the job market. So naturally, they're going to keep you aloof and naturally, they're going to put you in isolation so that when you tell your story, people are not going to believe you. And understand this, somebody who doesn't believe you is part of this game. And you should not feel like a victim because this is what life is. Life was given to you so that you would play the game. There's nobody on the planet whose life is safe and secure, including the gang stalkers, including the criminals. The reason why a gang stalker is a gang stalker because he was pushed to that far edge. Why she is a gang stalker is because she had no other choice left. Why a criminal is pushed to that side is because he had that thing as the last choice to make. So know that nobody's safe, and every person who is born on the planet goes through their own set of life experiences, trials, tribulations. Whether you are a demon or whether you are an angel, whether you are somebody from the dark side or whether you are somebody from the light side. But just realize your position, which side you are on. And then you've got to be acting by that playbook. So if you're somebody who identifies yourself with light, then you've got to play by the playbook of the God, which is about speaking the truth, which is about going all the way, which is about not turning back, which is about never to work with these snakes, which is about never selling your soul to the devil, to the evil who want you confused, who wants you to be down and broken with broken spirit, who wants you to get ugly like them. And I'm talking about spiritually, I'm not talking about external experiences because, like I said, externally, a demon can be very flashy looking. Don't just go on external experiences. Exterior outlook is just a show. What's inside is what is real. Don't just get fooled because you find that somebody very young and very beautiful, like an angel, comes to talk to you nicely if you're a guy and you think, wow, my life would be so happy with her. She's young and beautiful. You never know how the devil comes in the most disguised forms. Or same likewise, if you're a female and some guy comes to you who's very handsome and talks very nicely, and you might think, oh, My life would be happy with him. No. Devil comes in all of these beautiful bodies externally, only to test you. Do you have the discernment to figure out who's who? And if you're a true chosen, you would get to know from their vibe. And as as true it is, you have always spotted the devil, the evil ones, despite their pretense, despite their show that they put up of who they are not. They might try and talk like you, they might try and talk very sugary and disciplined and very well polished, very well mannered like you, because they know that you do not like a certain form of people. You do not like demonic people in a very out loud demonically acting. So they might come in front of you absolutely polished. It's like offering you a food that you like and secretly putting poison in that. Because if they directly put that you're a vegetarian and you would not eat chicken, they would not offer you chicken. So they know that you're a vegetarian and you would want certain type of food, and they would exactly make it that way. Because now it's up to your taste, now it's to your likes. So that you take it. But if it's coming from the evil, if it comes from the demon, you're not going to feel well. And that is your test. You can just figure out from the vibe of the person who gives you food, be it at the restaurant, be it in a family gathering, be it in a shop. And you must be very careful with what type of intent the people are giving you, even if you buy for it. And even if that's a juice, that's just a juicer giving you a beetroot apple juice. Just be watchful with the vibe that you get from that space, from that people, from those people who are actually making your food. And they might make it fresh in front of you. It's not about that. It's about the vibe that goes in with the food that you put in your mouth. And that's why they said you must always bless your food, whatever you are drinking. If you're drinking a cup of water or if you're eating the food, you must bless your food so that the good aura, the good vibration goes into that. And whatever thing the evil puts in, you can then be an alchemist, and then that would not affect you to your gut. So sometimes you might just think that I want all of the clarity and I feel that I, I just want all of the solutions now. But that's not how it comes. You get to step up just one stair at a time. You can try and jump few stairs, but after a while you will get very tired if you keep jumping 4 5 stairs. And once you're tired, you would go back to your normal pace of taking one step at a time. It's like running a race. If you initially bring in all of your energy, then soon after a kilometer or a few kilometers, you're going to feel very drained and you would not have the energy to continue to run. But if you keep just going, sprinting at a right balance, then you would find that, oh, what I was thinking slow was actually not true. I had the potentiality and I have the sugar inside my body that I can keep going. That excess glucose that you eat, you transmute that into movement if you're a runner or if you're an athlete, or even if you whatever physical workout you do at the gym or swimming or cycling or whatever you do, because you know that you have that extra baggage of glucose in you, and you can transform all of that into movement, into lifting weights, or even calisthenics, or even just plain going out for a walk. I watched a beautiful video, a shot of Dr. APJ Abul Kalam Azad, and he said that he would walk every single day 10 kilometers when he was a young child. And even in his teenage years, every single day he would walk 10 kilometers, and that is so good for your health. So even if you don't work out anything, but if you just do good walk, that is very incredible for the body. And sometimes you don't want to push your body over extreme stress. And sometimes you need to. If you have overeaten too much sugar, then you need to burn that. So the first better step is not to overeat excess sugar. The best thing is to cut out sugar completely. But if you find that difficult, then at least bring it to a point where you are not consuming in excess, because your body clearly tells you when you are taking excess sugar, when you are taking excess salt, your body tells you. So coming back to this gag stalking, what is it that you can do? Do nothing. That is the best approach. Don't give them the reaction. Don't indulge in the fight that they want you to fight, because all of that is meaningless. I've been there and done that. I've been to so many gyms where these gang stalkers would come and intentionally pick on a fight with you for no reason. And when you do fight, you just feel that was meaningless. That doesn't go anywhere. And these people feel very happy after having triggered you. They laugh at you and then they just go very happily because that was their job and they did it well. And you were thinking that, oh, I must teach them a lesson. Like, how dare they mess with me for no reason? I was just minding my own business. I was just doing my workout. I don't go to others' lane and I do not lift their weights, but they would do this to you just to trigger you. They would do this to you at work, wherein while you are presenting your idea, somebody else would just cut you off in the middle, put a silly question that doesn't make any sense, so that you flare up and show it in front of people. Look, it's so easy to trigger you. So you just don't need to give your reaction to such energy vampires, to these gang stalkers. But of course, you sometimes feel irritated and you feel, where is all of this going? Is there any end to it? Then just take a deep breath. First of all, leave that place and just take a deep breath and take a long exhale and come to the home. Where is your home? Your home is in your heart. Come to the heart center. Don't just wait for you to physically arrive in your home, which is walls. Arrive to your true home, which is your heart center, the I am space. These evil people, they just want you to fight and get mad and destroy yourself. But then you see that, why would you want to do that? As long as life has been given to you and you're thankful, you have gratitude despite the problems that the life throws at you, you see there is a beauty in it. You see that there is beauty in life. That's why I bought these beautiful yellow flowers and this beautiful branch of little twig. And this is such a cute flower bouquet. You do not get this in shops. You might get pricey bouquets, very costly ones. But this I love specially because I make this on my own. And there's a beauty when you create something on your own. It's the same thing as you can buy an apartment and you can buy a big villa. But then there's a beauty in when you build your own house. There's a beauty in selecting the design, because then you see you come from a creative space. Then you say, I don't just want a house like four walls. I want it like the shape of a mushroom. I don't want rectangles in my house. I want everything round, everything cute. There's an element of beauty and cuteness to it, which you do not get in apartments, which you do not get in a house that is ready made. But when you make something on your own, then you can get your creative side of your mind flowing. But understand this creative energy would not come as long as you are in hatred. So, hatred is like when the society throws up their hate on you, these gang stalkers do, or sometimes your boss would trigger you, or sometimes your family members, they would act like they want to trigger you. So first thing is you reckon that, you acknowledge that. And when you slow down And from that space of slowing down, which the evil people might think you are too slow and dumb, forget about that. Let them think whatever. Let them laugh at you or just joke on you. But when you slow down and you see the pointlessness of it all, then you come to a neutral state and you do not hate those people, and you also do not be so sugary to the people who talk good about you. And then you get to a neutral state and then you see what should I do next from there. Like Lord Krishna said in Gita, not giving too much power to the evil, to the enemy, and not being extra nice, extra sugary to the people of your tribe. So just it's just about coming to a neutral state and letting things be. That doesn't mean that you're not acting the right way. You can be in a war, you can be in a battle, destroying enemies, and still be at the center of yourself, which is I am in your home, in your heart. Whatever is false and unstable and unbalanced would fall off. So if somebody's trying too hard to be there to get that name, fame, and power and money, and if they are just pushing it too much out of balance, they will eventually fall sick and die very young, because the body cannot take that pressure. And if you just push that pedal and you keep on thinking that, oh, I want to just go fast because I want to show to my enemies that look, I'm better off than you. And if you live out of that race competition mindset, all of that negative energy takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your mind. So when you hear these demonic people laugh in with their evil friend circle, with their evil family members, or in work setup, all of these evil people come together and laugh and show themselves politically right of how much profits we made, ha 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 ha, and that evil demonic ass laughter. None of that is going to last for long. And because you understand this law of impermanence, everything is impermanent. So your haters, they are also impermanent. Your gangstalkers, they are also impermanent. People who are trying to dig a grave on you, they would fall in that same ditch. And you would have another demons. As you keep moving on to the next level, there are always these new level demons. I remember when I was in school, I used to think I'm only having problem with my classmates because these people act in very strange ways and they be so much pretentious and just make you look like invisible. And I could never understand how would just people be so fake and so pretentious. So I just could never vibe around with such people with low vibration. And you cannot actually be around such type of people and call them as your friends. You can never ever do that. Because as a true chosen, you know that somebody who is very authentic, who's actually living from a space of truth, those are the real creators like you. You're a creator. So somebody else who's another creator who comes from a space of authenticity and who gives in a good, happy, positive vibe, those are your vibe tribe, not the other way. So you might see how come certain set of people they just got so mad at you for no reason, for never having known you, but the moment they see you, they just get triggered. And there's a certain bunch of people who just look at you and feel that they have known you for long. And they are complete strangers. You're working with them for the first time. You're working on projects for the first time. You've got no similarity with their race, background, color, religion, or background information, but it's just about the vibe thing. Certain people who vibrate high, they are not going to see you as a threat. They are not going to see your truth as a lie. So always choose beauty and choose creativity if you can. Of course, in the moment it feels disgusting, in the moment it feels like giving up, in the moment it feels like I don't know if there is God. And it might go to the point wherein you question, God, why are you testing me? And if you are truly there, how come there are so many demons? And how come there are no angels? And that's okay because that is natural. You cannot just be all the time, all the time that there is God everywhere and I just feel awesome because you were tested. You don't do that. Of course we are human and it's okay to be the human. You should never ever sell as who you are not. And probably you needed all of these things so that you could muster the courage to do the right action, which is working on yourself. And you would not be so much ready for that unless and until life sends you these distractions, life sends you these evil energies. So you are an alchemist, and this is your job to take on that black, dark energy and transmute that into gold. You take the lead that the world sends you, the toxicity, the poison, and then you transmute that into gold. That is alchemy. That is what Lord Shiva did. When the demons sent out all of the toxic poisons to him, he did not say, oh, this is toxic and this is poison and I'm not going to drink that. He drank all of the poison of the universe. So much that his throat went blue, completely blue, out of venom, out of poison, out of toxicity. But he drank that and he did not let that affect to his other organs in the body. And the same thing life demands you, that you have to have a balance between the light and the dark. So when the light sends the black your way, the black, you transmute that into gold. So I like these nail colors of black and gold because this is symbolism for me. I take the evil from the world and I transmute that into gold, into because you are actually a phoenix. You rise from the ashes. They thought that they burned you. They thought that they got over you. Joke's on you. Cheers. But life is a game and you must keep going on. So all these evil people throw up their hate and rage and ugliness onto you with their children, with their tribes. First of all, see to that all of this demonic ass family who are all together out of fear, they are pretty soon going to reap what they have sown. So their toxic child who acts toxic to you, when they grow old and they would look for support from him, he's not going to because these parents did not teach their own child the value of morals. And when you do that, when you teach your own child poison and toxicity, guess what? All of that is going to turn up against you. People who just want to use their children like a resource. What is in it for me? Using you like a future investment? They're soon going to figure out how their children would not ever respect and value them. Like, for instance, when I was at Kmart today, and there are these demonic couples with their children cutting in front of you and acting weird, gangstalking you even by their children. I could already see that child has got no love for the father and their own mother. And you see these loveless families because if you are truly woke, if you are truly aware, you are aware of your creative powers. You're not just going to procreate. You're not going to enter into any sort of a relationship with a toxic man, with a toxic woman to raise toxic snake-like children. It's always somebody who's far living dark, living in darkness, who want to make big families because they see the hollowness and emptiness inside of themselves. And that's why they're seeking that fulfillment in another demonic man, in another demonic woman. A true chosen is always single by yourself. That's the reason why you see sages never married. Why you see a lot of woke people, they are always by themselves. They do not have any relation. I personally have no relation with nobody. I'm absolutely on my own with the courage, with the truth, with the powers of the Lord. I have no friends and nobody who I would say that I rely on you. I rely on one God. And though this is many times you would see that, oh, sometimes you would see that other snakes just get help from other snakes, but about you, help comes to you in very strange forms. And your whole life has been a miracle that way. Everything that you had in your life has been a miracle. And you're so much thankful to the Lord for that, for not having to fall back like other demons, forming allies with another bunch of demons. I watched a beautiful video of Jesus Christ today in which there was a man stuck in a tornado on the ocean, and he was on a ship that was almost about to go down in the whirlpool, and he could see the Christ in front of him. And the Christ said, "Just come to me and leave that boat, which is anyhow sinking down." And he said, "But Lord, if I come, why do you ask me such a big test? If I leave this, the ocean is wild, crazy, and I'm in the whirlpool. I'll go straight down and I will die." And Christ just told him to come. So he took that step, though shakingly, and others in the boat, in that sinking boat, were telling him, "Are you crazy? Where are you heading to? You're calling your own death." Though he had the fear, but he still trusted in Christ, and he put his leg outside the boat. But he had a bit of doubt, so he did sink down halfway. But because he had the courage to come to the Lord, eventually Christ came and lifted him from the deep waters of the ocean, and he was saved. And that video ends with a beautiful message of Christ saying, "Because you doubted me, that's why you fell. If you would have just come straight to me, you would have been able to walk on the water, just like how I did." So, the beautiful Jesus Christ doesn't say that just keep me like a trophy and worship me like one, but become me. To truly know Christ, you have to live like one. To truly know Krishna, Lord Krishna, you have to become Lord Krishna yourself. So, in that way, when he said, "God and I are one," and people got so mad that they wanted to kill him, that they crucified him. So, when you are living by that, world is naturally going to call you demonic and all sorts of names and call you crazy. That how dare you think somebody so limited and somebody so small like you think of yourself as Christ? It's very much like the battle between David and Goliath. So David was a simple normal man and he had to fight this big giant monster Goliath, and he still won. And everybody in the village said, "You cannot win this. Are you suicidal? This is straight like suicide, going in front of that big a beast." So when you think that your enemies have got a lot of power and they are very big and they have got so much control over your life, you must still live in faith and keep taking the next step. Don't be lazy and don't just say, "I'm too scared to get out. I'm too scared to take the next step," because that looks like death. Because what is the other way? You are anyway in a sinking boat that would take you down. So might as well have faith and move in the right direction, because anyhow you're moving, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you move in the conscious, there is fear, there is pain, but you dive straight into that. And that's why you would see help comes to you in strange forms, though, through people you have never known, through God creating opportunities for you to move you to a new place, to move you to a new job, to work on a project that you may have either invested in before, or it might be something new. But these cowards, these lowly, low vibrational people who all their agenda is just to bring you down, they have destroyed their life, because they could also have become They would have also learned to become an alchemist, but they choose not to. They chose to be low. They chose to choose darkness. But that is the nature, because the nature of a snake is to bite. Now, if you give to a snake an apple, it won't eat that. The nature of the snake is to bite. The nature of a predator is to go after the prey. And this is how the nature is. So don't question why are your enemies after you? Because that is the nature. That is the nature of the snake. So people would just act by their character, by their nature. And you must surrender to the Lord, to the Christ, to Lord Krishna, to Lord Buddha, to Goddess Tara, to Goddess Durga, whatever form of God you worship. Or if you believe in non-dual, like I definitely know that non-duality is the thing. If you are coming from space of Advaita, remembering beautiful masters like Nisargadatta Maharaj, like Ramana Maharishi, then staying in the I am. I am is your God. I am is your divine self. And Maharaj talks about this, that deeper than that, even your I am, first you just stay in your I am. You just come from the state of witness state, and you will realize upon observation it would fade away. And you just sit with the nothingness, a nothingness which is so full that fulfills the whole and everything. And there's a strange sort of calmness that you feel despite being in the whirlpool. But when you are at the center of the whirlpool, when you're in the center of the storm, nothing affects you and you see things so still. So spirituality is not an escape that you don't say, I'm not going to fight. If you're a warrior and if you're in this battle of life, you've got to fight. There's no other way. You've got to fight. Just because you're spiritual and you say, but I'm spiritual. And your life is not all about doing. Like every day you don't have to fight, and every day is not a battle. It's a balance between doing and not doing. It's a balance between being and not being. It's a balance between the spirit and the matter. So the demons, while they be so heavily identified with their ego, with their actions, they be so strong minded about you. That's because they are playing by the game. They are being the messengers of the dark. So they just follow their God, which is the Satan, which is the demon. And you, being from the light, you coming from the space of divinity, you are going to create things out of beauty, out of love, out of compassion. And that's your nature. You act out of your nature, just like the demons act out of their nature. They cannot stand you. The moment you start being yourself and shining your light, they get so upset. They just seem to run away or just try and act crazy. So, whatever you are doing, being in complete involvement with it. When you give a space in your mind and you're not 100% involved in it, that's when your mind gets mad thinking, what is it that I have to do and what is it that I have not done? And the burden of task is so much on me. I'm just doing so many things. I'm juggling so many balls together. First of all, you need to learn to slow down. Slow down, because this world of fast and madness and insanity is only going to take you faster to your grave. The evil doesn't want you to live. That's why the world is in a death drive. Everything is in a state of death drive. Because people are so upset with their existence, they all that they want is chaos, because they feel the violence has run deep inside their blood. It's reached them so deep. So they cannot control and they cannot have a sense of sanity inside themselves. So if you could find peace, know that that peace is God, that peace is divinity. And that peace doesn't mean you're not in the battle. You might be in the battle like Arjun was in the battle of Kurukshetra, but still at peace with himself because he had surrendered to the Lord. And his work was perfection to its supreme level. And all of this might seem very difficult, but being aware of it, just when you're aware of the light, you just turn to the light. There's no training and preparation for how do I come to the light. You just turn to the light. You come from the darkness because you are living in a house where you just closed everything, all of your shadows and doors and windows and shutters. If you want light, just go out and you will see there's the beautiful sun shining. But you choose to be in the darkness and say, this all is so dark. Things go dark as long as you agree with it. But when you say I don't like it, you have that choice of being in the light, standing in the light. So just choose that. Choose truth and beauty and courage. And don't be in the fear of failure. If the demons work with you and they fail you, then make that attempt again. And maybe this time it would all work out. Because not every time you would fail. If you've done your research well, if you prepared well, and then yes, you would win the game without having to have your ego that I won. You don't win. You the one that wins is the one that you are representing. Christ wins. Lord Krishna wins. The Lord wins. And who's that Lord? The higher version of you, that is the Lord in you. And the lower version of you that seems to be scared and terrified and acting like a puppet, like I don't have any value, I don't have any power. That is the demon that you entertain. Every time you choose to dim your light just to fit in, just to be like them, so that if I don't stand out, I would not be mocked, I would not be laughed at. And too many times, the thing that you want to avoid because you are fearful of your dreams, of your aspirations, of moving in the right direction, you know very well what is right for you, but you do not do that because you have the fear. It's a strange thing. It's the thing that you love the most, but you're also very terrified of that love. You love light, but you're so scared to come out in the light because you have lived your whole life in darkness. And darkness seems comfortable. So, to somebody who has always lived their life in darkness, if you just suddenly bring them out in the sun, they're not going to appreciate it. They're going to say, it's burning my eyes. I would rather go back to my dark house where I live and just get comfortable with the dark. There nobody knows me, and I'm a stranger to myself because I don't know who I am. So all of these demonic energies basically teach you how to focus on your own self. So see even these demonic energies as your teachers. And I see to all of these evil people who hate me, but I see to them as my teachers because they have come to teach me how not to react and how to focus on things that is important and how to let go of the unimportant. And all of these people are sent out by Maya. Because who are these people? These people are life. And life teaches you that if you have been too lazy, probably that's why God sends you these characters in your life so that you could be more disciplined. So all of these haters are basically your teachers who are trying to discipline you in many ways. Though that is not their intention, but that is what is life's intention. They might be intentionally trying to make you upset, but you see through what is this trying to teach you? It's trying to teach you to be focused on yourself and not to be just wandering because you have stayed as a wanderlust for too long. When you see a video that triggers something in you, like I saw today a video of of an Englishman who has been walking his whole life for the past 27 years. Now that needs a lot of courage. That needs so much of a courage and guts to believe in something that nobody has done, and not just somebody has not done, but it's so risky. It's like you're ready to go all the way. And he said, I'm okay if I die on the way. And he has been walking the whole planet for the past 28 years. To have that persistence in the vision, how difficult is it? 28 years? Think of 2 days. That is so difficult. And that too without any car, without any bike, nothing. Just walking the whole planet. And that meant to update himself with all of the technology, all of the resources of how he would feed himself, of how he would travel, being with the unknown. And we are so scared of the unknown. But there's this man who says that I believe in the unknown. I have faith in the unknown. I'm not terrified of the unknown. I have faith in the unknown, and that just got me. What a beautiful divine being. So all of these risk takers, they have a great soul to not doubt their journey, despite their journeys being filled with threat, and they could die any day. And he swam across the oceans, despite being completely dead tired of the energy levels, of being cut and bruised. And then I thought, our lives are so much comfortable as compared to so many people who have done such tremendous things with no resource or with very minimal resources. So definitely we shouldn't complain. We have nothing to complain, but things to learn. And these people are eye openers, absolute eye openers. They show me the power of the spirit. So when the world brings you down and tries to crush you, you see that there's the roaring spirit inside of you that just challenges you to get past your fear of death and make your whatever weird sort of dream come true. Not because you want to prove to the people that, look, I'm better than you. Because such people would still laugh at you. And too many people will still hate you at your success, just as much as they hated you at your failure. It's not about them, it's about you, what's important for you. Until you don't arrive there, till you're not ready, life will keep testing you. Like life tests me, and I just talk about my story. Till you're not 100% yes, you would be given enough no's till you arrive at a yes, I'm ready. So don't be in fear. Don't be in fear from these cowards. Rather see to these people like they're your teachers and they're trying to teach you how to just get better every single day. Whether you lose stuff through this way or whatever, you have to see like we are in a training ground of life and life is your greatest trainer. You do not need an external trainer to train you on anything. If you're aware, you see that life is itself your greatest teacher. And you learn through everything. You learn through all of the pains, you learn through all of the setbacks, you learn through people who hate you. And in fact, those are your best teachers. Somebody who likes you and pretends to be your friend, does things the way you want, then you just get too comfortable. But it's the people who are pushing your buttons, those are your trainers who tell you to keep moving, to not stop, not here, next. So take those as pointers of movement. That's what Gurdjieff talked about. He did this experiment with himself like, why should the hate from the world, why should the negativity of the world affect his mood? And why should somebody who's sugary to them make you look like you're my friend? Because now you give me things that I want and you work in my favor. And to be so aware, so much awake every second of your life of your living day, 24 hours, because you cannot be asleep while you're awake. So when you're awake, you're watching every movement of your mind. You also slow down and you catch the reaction of your mind hating on, oh, why did she talk about me? Why did she cut me on my way? Why did he make fun of me? Why did people disrespect me? You watch this chivalry of the mind. You watch your own reaction. Why do you act like a machine that just reacts? So just about being aware, staying as the witness, and taking every single day like a training ground, and you are in this training ground or a battleground, whatever you might want to call it. But just keep going because there's no other way, and you must surrender and you must love God and live in the truth. Because when you come from a space of love, the training, the battleground becomes not so much like a burning fire. But if you are coming so strong with your I ego separate from the training, then working becomes very difficult and you want to avoid that friction. Love is the oil that avoids the friction. Love is this surrender that allows you to work and not go against your own growth. So just be about it and be beautiful like these beautiful yellow flowers. Be beautiful like the beautiful fire, the flame. Be beautiful like the sun. Be beautiful like Buddha himself. Be beautiful like Christ himself. Be beautiful like who you are. You do not need to be somebody else. Just unravel who you are not. Fear is not your true natural state. No wonder you feel you're not hungry, you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like going out, you don't feel like doing anything when you're in fear. But what is love? When you are in a state of love, you're in gratitude that I'm alive and I have so much and I'm so thankful. Then you would get the energy to do the right action in the right direction. Then you're thankful for every single thing that you have because there are people who would see your life as a dream life. And if you're truly open enough, you would see people who are far less than you, but because of their mindset, they are living far happier lives than you. And you might also see people who are far more than you, but they are still living out of unhappiness, which totally defies the existence of material abundance if you do not be thankful for what you have. So that's all I wanted to share in this video. I'll see you the next one. Peace and love. Bye for now.